Roger.
0151 709 9333.
BBC Radio Merseyside.
And with the luck, we now have got Patrick Duggan on a much better line. Hello, Patrick.
Hello, Roger. Thank you for calling back.
Pleasure. Right. Now, this is about empty properties, you were saying.
Yes, it is in Anfield, Roger. First of all, if I could say, Roger, some of the things I say are regarded as controversial and, that's dangerous for your show as well. And anything I say is I explain more fully on the website, AnfieldScandal.com.
Right.
Regarding, also I'd like to say we formed a new residents association in Rockfield, Anfield, and we're having our second public meeting tonight at 7 o'clock in Epstein Hotel, Anfield Road. Thank you, Roger. Well, basically, Joe Anderson was saying there, that 70-odd% of private, of the empty houses are private, and he's doing everything in his power to get them back into use.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, basically, first of all, that man last night on the show, he really came across as very sincere to me. I believe he's an architect. He seemed genuinely upset with the empty properties. The reason that the councils gave the Pathfinder and the housing market renewal initiatives, well, that doesn't apply in my particular area, because my particular area consists of 7 streets in Anfield, and there has been no Pathfinder or housing market renewal initiative. In fact, it's due for full regeneration, this area.
My understanding is the V Streets were part of the...
Yeah, well, I'm not talking about the V Streets, Roger. I'm talking about...
Rockfield, the other side of the road, the other side of...
It's got about 7 streets. It's the triangle beside the football club, behind the main stand.
Yeah.
No, it has never been in Pathfinder. It has never been CPO'd. It has always been for regeneration, officially. And the sad thing about it is that it consists of 350 houses, and there should be no mistakes or ambiguities. The unfortunate thing is that the 2 main owners, block owners, we'll say, would be the sporting club and also Arena Housing. Many of their houses are still derelict. They're the main registered social landlord, and it's an outrage because, as I said, none of these houses have ever been CPO'd, and the people living in Rockfield for many, many years in blight deserve to have those houses done up.
I'm sure that's true, and I don't know why they've not been done up. Presumably it's funding.
Well, it's already funding because Arena are doing other work. They're spending loads of money in other areas, and they're merging with Harvest Housing at the moment. And I don't think the club is too short of money that they can't do up to 10 houses in Lover Road either, if they were asked in the right manner. Joe Anderson says he's doing everything in his power to get these houses back into use, but...
No, he was actually referring there to houses in other areas, Welsh Streets and Granby area.
Yeah, but I wanted to refer to my area.
If he hasn't got control over the houses, there's not a lot he can do.
Well, he has actually, because the council has got powers to make, if people had derelict houses on a posh road in Allerton, the same rules should apply to Rockfield, because it's not CPO'd and it's not Pathfinder. And if somebody came along and derelicted 2 houses on one of those posh roads there in South Liverpool, they'd be dealt with by the powers of the council. But for some reason, these powers aren't enacted in this area because there's a lot of political and financial influence working in favour of continuing the dereliction, and in my opinion, continue to devalue the area.
Well, sorry, what's the logic of having devaluing the area? Why would that want to be done?
Well, if you take an institution like Liverpool Football Club, they're in existence since 1892. They started as a small team with the local people, God bless them, founded them. Now they have visitors coming from every country on the planet. They fill every hotel in Liverpool for home games. So it's perfectly obvious that they have economic demand to expand. And
so what you're saying is they're waiting to see what's going to happen to the football ground?
Yeah, well, Arena Housing actually, even though they're the registered social landlord and they should be responsible for regenerating their houses in Rockfield, they have actually given to me in writing, I can show you, that they are neglecting to do up their houses on Lowther and the next one, Alroy, until they get clarification from Liverpool Football Club what they're going to do.
That makes sense to me, though. If I own property around there, I'd want to know what's going to happen to that big area before I decided what I did with my housing.
Yeah, but I mean, the thing is that it's very, very unfair on the ordinary people, because what it means is that the whole area is being held to ransom by Liverpool Football Club. None
it's
of
not that they're being held to ransom. They haven't yet made up their minds what they're going to do, and they've taken 20 years to try to decide.
But Roger, if I bought 10 houses on your street, could I tell you for 15 years or 10 years or even 2 years that I haven't made up my mind?
Well, the problem with the football club is it is somewhat different. He has different owners all the time, and these new owners now hopefully are going to make a decision.
They use that excuse, but that doesn't hold water either, because it wouldn't matter if my house is beside you were if I sold it to my brother or my cousin or sold it to anybody else. You want the blighting gone off your street. They don't even have the excuse of the Pathfinder or the housing market renewal. We're talking about 7 streets here where the people, many of whom, please God, will be at my meeting tonight, something has to be done about it. They just don't have the opportunity or the wherewithal to deal with it, because they're up against a financial and political giant.
Yeah. I understand their point of view completely, and I would hate to be living in that area because of that situation. But I can understand why it's happened. I mean, the best development I ever saw was called Anfield Plus. It was back in 1990. It was a fabulous development, but it had been done in secret by, or the plan had been put together in secret by the council along with,
the club, yeah.
and the local people rejected it. I thought it was a crazy decision to reject it. If that had not been rejected, there would be a flourishing area there now.
Well, I don't really want to get diverted, Roger, into things that happened a few years back.
Well, the problem is that these things keep coming up and they don't happen. And I'm just hoping that
Roger,
now the Henry brothers, whatever they're called, will actually get their act together and make a decision.
Well, unfortunately, you know, the evidence doesn't look good to me. I've met Henry once or twice. I've written to his wife, who strangely enough has done a thesis on sustainable housing.
Really?
And
have you had replies?
No, I haven't directly at all. The only reply I've actually got from Liverpool Football Club has been warnings not to write to them or contact them and the like. You know, unfortunately, I've got a photograph here of John Henry pictured with Archbishop Desmond Tutu. It's all just a PR game. I mean,
well, you know, it's not good PR for them. It never has been good PR for them, so it's not a PR game in that sense.
No, well, you see, the PR game is that, thankfully, BBC Merseyside is independent, and you're independent, I bet you, Roger, and I thank you for it. But if you take the likes of the other institutions, the paper, Radio City, they're commercial concerns. It's not in their interest to print bad news inflicted on the community by Liverpool Football Club. The Echo just won't do it. I've argued this a few times with Alison Mackay.
Well, I have seen reports in the Echo, and I don't know about City, but I'm absolutely sure that it has no influence on them at all. If it did, they would be brought up under Ofcom.
Roger, I'm sorry to say this, but I think you're very, very naive if you think that. I mean, the Echo, 365 days a year, there must be at least 70 or 80 nights a year that they have, like, the front page, Cara, Hales, Lucas, tonight.
What they're trying to do is sell papers, and they're putting in things.
That's exactly what they're trying to do. And there's nobody in the Echo, or even the mainstream London papers, that want to lose favour with the press office of one of the 5 biggest Premier League football clubs. They're powerful. They're certainly more powerful than the community whose lives are being blighted up here.
All right.
What it all boils down to is very simple, Roger. You either build in the park like they were given permission to do so. When they were given that permission, they still didn't do up their houses in Lotter Road. So the choice is they either start building, or if they want to acquire houses, they should be fair and they should come to some agreement to buy houses from the people, rather than be sending around people in a cloak or dagger fashion like GVA Grimley, trying to buy them cheap.
All right, Patrick. Got to leave it there, but thanks for listening.
AnfieldScandal.com, Roger.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Roger. Bye.
Thanks a lot. Bye-bye. That's Patrick there from Anfield. Danny from